Christmas catalogs out here with the case, and I think that's the case has become sold out, but I think they're going to just put the beautiful up for sale without the case. So I don't know. We'll see. How many of you got a Christmas order in already? All right. Hopefully.
Well, hi everyone that's joining us live by streaming. This is Lori, and we are going to begin business, how to build your business, part 1.
All right, launch your business, part 1. All right, and Mark, I'm not sure why suddenly my clicker's not working, but oh well. I'll just click along here. So yeah, we're Mark and Lori, and this is our family. We started out with 3 kids, and now we have 16. And that's one way to build your network. But it's kind of a slow way to go, so I don't really recommend that. Unless you want it for the long term. But yeah, our daughter Carrie was the first one that shared oils with us, and kind of got this whole thing going, and now our whole family uses oils. But this is our daughter Carrie, our son Jonathan, and our youngest daughter Natalie. And that's the little baby that's turning 1 this month. I need to update the pictures a little bit. And she just turned 1 in September, so those are the youngest 2 that aren't in that picture right there. So yeah, we've been doing doTERRA for like 8 years now, and it's been quite a journey. And you know, a lot of people think, wow, what if we had gotten started back then? But let me tell you, we did not have any systems whatsoever. We didn't know what we were doing. There were a lot of people that got started back then that didn't go anywhere, you know. So it was just a matter of trying to figure things out. And now we have systems in place. We know what works and what doesn't work. And so that's why we're kind of here to share with you in the course of the day, maybe the basics of what works and what doesn't work. But so this is what our intentions are, is to, first of all, to help change lives. So the oils are already changing lives. And that's the reason I do this, is because I just thought, I cannot keep this to myself about these oils. 8 years ago, I'd never heard of them. And they had such a profound effect on me with my migraines and so many things I look back on now. I look back 8 years ago and I was a mess compared to now. So isn't that cool? I'm 63 years old too, you know, and most people start getting decrepit and keep getting more decrepiter. But so with the oils, we don't have to keep getting decrepiter, and we don't have to keep being on our medications. He's my poster child. He used to be on so many medications. It works. Oh, thank you. He used to be on so many meds, and now he's off of all of them. All of them.
Nice knowing, baby.
He's 65. Well, we're starting on that one. We can't use that one for a testimonial, Mark. You just started using it.
No, that's as fast as it works. The power and the fastness, right?
Amazing. Yes, but so that's the first thing we change lives with. But the other thing is so cool to see lives being changed because of their financial situation being changed. And for us, I mean, that's just, we were always broke. We were always broke. I was a teacher. He was in sales. It was starvation or feast with him because, you know, it was always straight commission. And so we didn't really know, but it was like there was never money in the bank, and what we owed on our credit cards just kept building and building and building. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but that was our lives.
Well, we got rid of it all at one time.
Well, yeah, we actually did. Yeah, we actually went through a partial bankruptcy. We didn't lose our home, but yeah, it was hard. Life was hard, and so when I first looked at this, I was working 3 jobs just to try to keep up, you know, and I told Carrie I didn't have time because I was doing so many things, but then I saw what this was, how many people were being helped by this and how people were really interested. And I said, I think I need to realign my priorities a little bit and stop doing some of those other. I was teaching a lot of lessons on the side. I'm a music teacher. And so I was teaching a lot of lessons on the side. And I decided I'm going to not teach so many lessons on the side. I'm going to free up some of my nights and I was teaching on all Saturday morning. So I could have time to do this. And that's what it kind of takes is as an intention to say, okay, I want to do this, and when am I going to do this? One of the biggest quotes that I got, my take-home quotes from conventions, was from Justin Harrison, who is he's like Adam to all of us. He was the first doTERRA, we call him independent consultant then, but he says you can do doTERRA part-time and you can do it full-time, but you can't do it sometime. And you think about that. There's the people that are saying, I'm going to do that sometime. I'm going to do it sometime down the road. And so you really do have to make an intention to do it. And how many hours a day are you going to do it? I mean, and we're going to talk about that. And how many hours does it take to get to point A? And you know, how fast you want to get there. We're going to be talking about that. So all of these things, you're going to be growing yourself as a result of doing this. I mean, I could never have seen myself doing this back at the beginning. It probably would have freaked me out and I would have run the other way. Never would have seen myself doing this. Never would have seen myself standing up in front of the regional convention and teaching about the cleanse. I mean, yeah, next week I'm going to Cleveland and I'm speaking at the post-convention tour in Cleveland. What? You know, I'm okay with it now, but you know, I've grown. And so these are things you have to, it's baby steps. You're rewarded for what you're doing. That's the other thing. It's rewards that are both monetary, the money, and then also what you get as a person that you're getting out of this. And then for your health. So those are it's a three-way that we are rewarded. So now I'm not getting this to work. Okay, I'll just keep clicking this. I don't know how Patty said she got that to work. So here's the thing. This is really a gift that you guys have. I mean, I look back and think, what a gift that was. Yesterday I was in tears again. I get this way sometimes. Oh, but thinking that, man, I mean, God gave me this gift in my life. I almost feel like, you know how people are when you're the one that lives when everybody else is dying, and you're like, why did God give me this gift? You know, why did he spare me? Why did he give me this gift? I feel like it's a responsibility. I'm sorry, God. I'm not usually like this. It's hitting me today.
Passion last night.
You reading my piece out? I got peace.
Oh, it's happiness, and it's so stupid when you cry because you're happy, but it's that's what. I don't know if there's an oath for that or not, but I love being happy and I'm expressive. So, you know, that's the thing I want you to realize, how this is such a gift that you've been given, and what are you going to do with it? You know, are you going to just squander it, or are you going to use it? That I want you to ask you. We're going to ask yourself some hard questions here, just right at the beginning, because this is the most important thing that we talk about today, as far as I'm concerned. Because the nuts and the bolts, you can learn those, but this is what I want to convey to you, and that's what we're here to figure out. So there's three different components of success in this business. What does it take to succeed? And so this first one is the way you think, okay? That's the mindset. The skill set, that's the nuts and the bolts, and well, actually both of these are kind of nuts and bolts. The skills are how good you are at using your tools, right? So if you're a handyman, some people have the tools, but they're not so good at learning to use those tools, okay? So that's what, and the mindset is not just knowledge, but it's your way of thinking, and it's your attitudes and kind of who you are. So if you just have, let's say you have the greatest mindset, you're a great possibility thinker, you've got the skills, but you don't have tools, then you have a lack of duplication. So people see you and they say, well, that's really good, but I'll never be able to do that. And you don't have any way to help them either. All right, so the tools are what we use for duplicating. What if you have the skills, you're a really great teacher, you've got the tools, but you don't have the mindset, then it's like you're this guy right here. All you have to do is take one big step, but all you see is that cliff and hopelessness. I see this a lot with people. They just don't realize that if they just keep going and take one big step, then they're going to be in the promised land. All right, so that's why it does take all three of those. This is a picture of us. When you hit diamond at the convention, you get to go walk down the purple carpet. It was the red carpet, it's a purple carpet, and you get pelted with confetti and everybody's congratulating you. It's really, really a mountaintop experience. That's my goal for all of you, would be to see all of you get to hit diamond. But so these are the goals, you know, to change lives, change yourselves, and get paid for it. So, but everybody has a different thing that motivates you. Yeah, this is the mindset. These are your belief levels, your skill set. We're going to be talking about these today are the pipes: prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. And then the tools are the things that we have sitting out here, the things that we use. All right. So those are kind of a Cliff's notes of what the mindset, skill set, and tool set are. All right. So which one of these you guys think is the most important? Yeah, the mindset. That is the most important, and it's the one that we often neglect. All right. And it's the one that's the hardest for me to help you. I can recommend books, and I can recommend speakers, and I can recommend webinars. But it's really hard for me to get inside of your head. I mean, sometimes I'm trying to help people, and I'm like, you really need to see a shrink. No, that's not in my job description. So yeah, mindset. And these are all things that are part of your mindset. How your gratitude, your attitude of gratitude. Are you always a Debbie Downer? Do you complain about every little thing? Are you diligent? You're a hard worker? Creativity, thinking out of the box. I'm married to a very creative person. He thinks out of the box all the time, and I just love that. I love that. Integrity, that's so important, being, you know, truthful and honest, and people intuitively know to trust you. It's really important in this business. Courage, taking that big step out of your comfort zone. Being fearless, right, Jane? Jane's
yes, absolutely.
Being fearless.
The most important thing to do is be fearless.
Belief. All right, so you need to believe in what you're doing. And then love for people. Love for people, that's huge. Now, which one of these things do you think is the most important? Anybody, just shout out.
Believe.
Believe?
Love.
Love.
Diligence.
Diligence.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Yep. Anybody want to throw another one in there? Courage. All of these are really important. But the powers to be have identified that the most important one is belief, because that's like has to be at the base of everything. If you don't have belief, you're not going to be courageous. You're not going to love what you're doing. You're going to have a disconnect. So you've got to have belief. So what do you have to have a belief in? This is the hierarchy of your belief levels. And we started out today with the product, because we have to believe in our product, right? If you don't, then you need to not be doing this. We don't want people trying to sell oils that don't believe in them. That, you know, that's like Mark. When we first met, we were selling books door to door, and we were selling Bible religious books. They were like a set of encyclopedias for children and adults. All right. Well, his roommate was Muslim. It's sort of like, whoa, that's kind of weird that he's selling Christian books and he doesn't believe it. So that's when I equate. If you don't believe the oils, it's just kind of a disconnect there. The second thing is believing in the company. And so, when we go to company events, that helps our belief in the company and learning more about what they are and who they stand for. Then the third level is believing in yourself. And this is the one that may take a little time for somebody. Some of you are already confident. You were born confident. I have a daughter like that. Carrie was born confident. And some of you are like that. And that's great, because you have a leg up on everybody else. So that's real important to develop that part. And then believing in your leaders. Now, that's not you believing in me and your upline. It's believing in the people that you're bringing on board and believing in them and giving them responsibility and trusting them instead of feeling like you have to do it all for them. All right? Your why is what is going to propel you to diamond, to keep going. Because, you know, up to diamond, you're earning a lot of supplemental income. You could be comfortable, but what's going to make you keep going? It's that why that I just was talking about. All right. And then your influence, that's what propels you beyond that, is helping other people hit their whys, helping other people to get the wellness lifestyle, and knowing that you have some influence to help other people in that realm. All right. So we like to think, okay, what if you couldn't fail? What would you be doing tomorrow? Now, what you're doing right now is awesome. This is awesome that you've dedicated a whole day, or at least a half a day, to come here and learn about this. That already shows me that you guys have the intent and the desire. I don't know. There may be some of you that are here just to say, well, I don't know. I'm just kind of kicking this can around. I don't know if this is something I want to do. So, but good for you that you took some time out to look at this and to see if this is you, if you can see yourself doing this. Is this going to be you that does this? All right, but think about, what would you do if you couldn't fail? And that's the way you should be planning your life from this point on, as if you can't fail. All right? Because if you can dream it, you can do it. That's what Walt Disney said. And I think that God, or, you know, whatever your higher powers that you believe in, that puts desires in our hearts and our heads and our being from the time we're little. And then provides us the opportunities to get there. And whether you take hold of those opportunities is up to you. But if you can dream it, you can do it. All right? So this is what I want to do, just right at the beginning. Let's do a little dreaming. Right? This is what uncover your why. What do you love? What do you want? It was easy for me to dream when I was 20, because life hadn't really hit me yet, you know? So think back before life pushes you down. What were some of the things that you loved when you were young? Where do you want to be in 10 years? I like to insert this in here. If you keep going without changing anything, will you be there? If you don't change anything in your life at that point in 10 years, if you will be, then you really don't need to do doTERRA. But if you see a disconnect there, that what you really want, you're not going to get on your current path, then why is doTERRA the answer? Thinking about those, and here's a couple more things to think about. And this is in the new build guide. I just love this part. Bless you. This is in the new build guide. What would make the biggest impact in your life? These things have to do with earning more. These things have to do with working smarter. And these things have to do with doing what you love. So earning more, being debt-free. How cool is that? How about a big savings account? How about financial freedom? So you don't have to make money be the first thing you think about, whether you decide if you want to do something or not. It doesn't have anything to do with what it costs. You just do things that you want to do, regardless of cost. What about charitable giving? Being able to support your causes that you love and the things that you believe in. That's what earning more is. And yes, that is in the build guide that comes from doTERRA, and I put a couple of these out, but it's okay if you don't have that. I think there was one on each table. Working smarter, time freedom. Oh, how many of you would love to have a little bit of that? A little bit of time freedom. Building your dreams, self-improvement, financial planning and preparedness. That first one, though, time freedom, that's the one thing I hear from more than anything else. Doing what you love, travel, education, service, spending time with family, having the money and the time to do what you love. So yeah, maybe some of those just hit a little bell with you. And I just want you to just jot some things down. You don't have to necessarily put it in, full sentences. There's no test. You're not handing this in. This is just for you. All right. But yeah, each of us has the opportunity to build the life we love, to create the life we love. And sometimes life smashes us down and we don't realize that, but we really do. And so with doTERRA, you can have an opportunity to build this. So that's what hopefully all of you. Now, as you're going through today and you think of other things, if something sparks, go back to your little list and write some other things down here. All right. How many of you already have a bucket list? Good. The bucket list is things that you want to do with your life. It's not necessarily, a lot of people say my bucket list is where I want to go and the place I want to visit, but it could be things that you want to do before you die. So that's what I'm wanting you to think in terms of here. All right. So this new build guide, by the way, is in doTERRA.com in the Empowered Success. How many of you have already discovered Empowered Success in doTERRA.com? All right. All right. So yeah, that's where we get these. You can go in now and print these up. We don't have to send you to Share Success anymore. It's all right there. And it's I've changed the beginning of my presentation here to use this build guide. But if the one you have is fine, because that's the main thing I want you to do is write names in there and your why, because that has a place for you to write your why. So yeah, in the build guide, it talks about building a financial pipeline. And so the pipeline story says every day, there was a man who hauled buckets of water for a living. Every day he hauled water from the nearest source to his village miles away. If he wanted to make more money, he would simply work longer hauling buckets. After many years, he grew weary of hauling buckets. The inspiration came: if he used his spare time to build a pipeline, eventually he could be free from hauling buckets. So he labored diligently for a few years to build his pipeline. The day he turned on the spigot, everything changed. He successfully created an unlimited supply of water and improved lifestyle for the villagers and himself, resulting in an abundant financial pipeline. You get the analogy, the metaphor here? It made me thirsty. I need to drink water there. But yeah, so you're using your spare time to build this pipeline, so the water's just coming in whether you're doing anything or not. What's the word for that? There's a word for that.
Duplication.
Residual income, and it does come from duplication, yes. So residual income is, or passive income is what we're talking about. Now, people that sell insurance know about that, because when they sell you a policy, they get residuals on that. And that's the cool thing about, some of those things that people are creating. So I want you to ask you this, and this is in the build guide as well. Here she's got this is the new build guide. And so this starts out with the pipeline store right here. And it has right at the bottom here. Where are you with this? Hauling buckets? Are you trading hours for dollars? You have a limit on what you can earn. You have a limit on your time. And you're building others' dreams. The people that are at the top of the corporate, they're getting their dream. Are you building a pipeline, which is true, lasting residual income? No limits on advancement and earnings. Freedom to choose your schedule and building your dreams. All right. Now, most people really can only dream of these things on the right. And that's why this is so exciting, right? It's a real thing. All right. So the thing about it is that, and a lot of people have a stopper with it, is network marketing, right? Oh, it's one of those pyramid schemes. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah. guess what? A corporation is a true pyramid. Can you ever get up here if you're down here? No. Now in network marketing, can you get up here if you're down here? Yes, you can. Yeah, anybody can get. Can you get higher than the person above you? Yes. That's why it's not a pyramid. A pyramid, a true pyramid, is illegal. This is not a pyramid. A true pyramid was made illegal because it's something about the people have to buy in a certain amount to even get going, and so everybody buys in, and that's how everybody makes money. But this is not. I mean, people actually have to be customers, and have to be showing that there's people selling things, and it's actually really a business, not just people buying stuff. Okay, so real true pyramids are illegal. But so I also had an issue with network marketing because we were in one a long time ago, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I was like, oh, I don't want to get into that again. But the things that I found out about this that were so radically different is what made the difference for me. And doTERRA is way different from many of those other things. First of all, that it's a product-focused sharing model. So the other ones, they all focus on the opportunity. And the one I was in, you didn't even know what the products were. People said, oh, I just found out this great business opportunity. Come over and we'll tell you about it. And then they tell you what it is after you're there. It's called,
That's it. American.
No. I mean, when you don't know what it is that you're going, it's just you're just curious. It's a curiosity approach. All right. So that was different. This is actually, people talk about the oils. They say, hey, I'm selling doTERRA. They don't try to cover it up in any way. No, we're excited about these. It's cool. And here's the thing that really makes doTERRA unique is that 85% of those that join doTERRA are just ones that want to buy the product. They want to get the best oils at the best price. How cool is that? They're not buying oils to hopefully get rich, okay? 15% wish to build a business. 65% of all those that join continue to order at least every 3 months. This is our retention rate. The average of network marketing is 8%. So that's not building a pipeline. You have to keep going out and bringing new people in to make up for the ones that are not going to buy it anymore because they don't think it's worth it. This is worth it. People know it. They love it. And once they get using the oils, they don't ever want to be without the oils if you're doing a good job of helping them, right? So that's awesome. And that's what we saw. We saw our business is growing and growing, and we're not even doing it. We're like, oh, there's people under us. We don't even know who they are. That's amazing. All right. The other thing about doTERRA is that they're debt-free. They don't have any outside funding. They don't owe interest on anything. So you don't have to worry about them folding overnight, like a lot of these companies do. They just fold, and the next day you wake up and like, oh, I don't have a company anymore. All right, it's led by an executive team of business, marketing, and healthcare professionals with 150 plus combined years of experience. Those are our owners, the 7 owners of doTERRA. Incredible people, and also we don't have to worry about the whim of having one person at the top calling all the shots and making weird decisions for the rest of us. It's totally a team. This is doTERRA's, this is their growth curve after 7 years, the same as Apple.
Wow.
Apple's here, same growth curve as Apple. We are the #1 biggest oils company in the world, and we're not the oldest. We're one of the youngest, probably. There were a few that sprung up after us because they wanted to be copycats. There's always that. But, we're the leaders, clearly the leaders in the market. So, that's why. So why partner with doTERRA? Because it's an effective product. People want to buy it. It's proven. And because this is the other part now that we have, it's caring. This is a caring company. And they're showing that by putting their time and their resources and their people into helping improve the world, improving the lives of many people around the world. All right? Anybody have a comment on this?
Carrie?
Any of this, what I just covered?
I think God honors what they're doing, and I think what they're carrying, and I think God honors that, and that's why they're so successful.
I do too. I do too. Yes, and they've been protected from some pretty evil attacks against them, and they've been protected, and they come out smelling
Which is
like.
another way it shows that.
Yes.
Because the devil's gonna come against them.
Yep, yep, and I mean, that's it, you know, this is business, and suddenly this company's come out of nowhere, there's gonna be attacks. So.
Well, the caring part, like recently, what happened in Texas and Florida, so many churches or organizations had to choose one state or the other. doTERRA didn't. We were able to send in helping hands in to help everybody who needs help. We do it internationally. We do it every time there's a devastation. And I think that and even on the front line, like in our own communities, I've seen doTERRA people come together and say, hey, I can give this bottle of oil to help that family or that situation or something. And you think from, you think globally, but you act locally. And doTERRA very much has that heart.
Definitely.
And how and why would somebody not want to be part of that?
Yeah. Yeah, in a very real way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we can get those hygiene kits and have those sent out in disasters. It's all so amazing.
It's huge.
It is, and it just shows you the heart of the company over and over and over again.
Right.
And when you go to convention and you go to the post-convention tours and you meet the owners and you meet them, you realize they're real and they're just down-to-earth people. I love the fact that they are also all about getting out of debt. So in this other company we're in, it was all about, let's get this yacht and let's get this, a condo on your own private island. And it was all about financial glorification and materialism. You don't hear that with doTERRA people either. You hear about what they're doing, the orphanages they're supporting, like Betsy Holmes. They pretty much support a whole orphanage in China for these kids that would be killed because they're all special needs kids. And then she's trying to get them adopted into this country. That's what they do with their money. I'm just getting shivers down my back and it makes me a little bit teary again. Sorry, guys. This is what we're going to be covering a lot in the nuts and bolts, but the success is simple as far as the process, and we're very duplicatable. So we try to do a system that is easy for everybody to duplicate, and we call this the pipes because we go in the pipeline: prepare, invite, present, enroll, support. And we're going to be getting to that in just a little bit. I'm just going to gloss over that right now, though. All right, so right now I want to look at the how you create income and how you're getting paid, a little bit into the compensation plan here. So this is in the build guide, and I love the visual here. First of all, it shows you the ranks, and then these are the different ways of making money at the bottom. So I'm going to look at first of all, the ranks. Elite, and those of you who are new are kind of still trying to figure this out. Elite is 3,000 volume of you and everybody under you, 3,000. And that's the first important leadership rank, all right? And you probably have enrolled about 15 people, and you can expect to make about $300 a month, all right? Premier is 5,000 volume a month. That says, yeah, okay, 5K minimum, all right? And you have two legs that are executives, which means they're 2,000 each. So you have to have some structure to hit Premier. Elite doesn't take any structure. You can just have a bunch of people that are, under you in any kind of fashion. But Premier, you have to have two legs that are 2,000 and then another 1,000 from anywhere else. All right? And then that's about 6,000 a month. Silver is 3 Elite, so 3 of these. So you have 3 different legs that are all 3,000. Now, that silver level is where you start earning this yellow, which is the leadership bonus. That's where you start getting extra bonuses. And actually, they've added on to Premier too. Premier and silvers are getting a new bonus. That's like our profit sharing. But silver and average, your average monthly salary is $2,125 a month, silver. Gold is 3 of these, 3 premiers. So these are 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. And you're earning about 5,000 a month, $4,667,000, $4,670 a month. Platinum is 3 silvers. You see this, how this is easy to understand once you see it? Okay, so leading 3 people to silver, and that's about $8,000 a month. That's the average. All right, diamond is, now you've got have another leg to hit diamond. All right, so far it's been 3, 3, 3. Now it's 4, and 4 silvers is diamond. An average silver paycheck is $16,000. I'm sorry, diamond. Thank you. If you catch me saying things that I don't need to say, let me know, because I do that all the time. I think I'm saying one thing, and I listen later, I'm like, whoa, that's not what I thought I said. So diamond, $16,000 a month. That's your monthly income. All right. Blue diamond, you have to add another leg, and it's 5 golds. All right, 5 people to gold, and the average blue diamond salary is $36,000 a month. I remember when that was my yearly salary. All right. So that's where we are, and it's pretty accurate. All right, and the same thing with diamond. This has been pretty accurate to my experience. Presidential diamond, that's where Carrie is. That's where we're heading. All right, I'm claiming that. Is now you have another leg, and so you have 6 platinums. All right, and these all have to be 6 different legs. Right, and that's $100,000 a month. Yeah, so that's when you can be really generous, and you imagine, if you've got people that are in these positions that are people of faith, they're people of, high morals and things that, dreams and things they want to do for the world. What good are we doing for the world there? It's just amazing. So now these levels of compensation, you see when you're elite, you're getting a lot of the purple and a little bit of the blue, all right? And so this, as it grows, our biggest compensation is this green, which starts out being piddly nothing when you're little, all right? So let me show you that the blue is the purple is the fast start bonus. And that's the money you get for every time you enroll somebody. So and when you're brand new, you should be doing, and you're getting like commission checks from enrolling people. Tower of 3 bonus, that's the structural bonus. So when you have 3 legs, and they're all doing 100, you get your $50 bonus there, and then it goes down from there. But that's the power of 3, that's the blue. The green is the unilevel. That's really your pipeline. The power of 3 is somewhat too. The fast start bonus, you're not going to get your 20% if you stop enrolling. So the fast start bonus is not so much the pipeline. Unilevel and power of 3 are. The leadership pools, that's like profit sharing. So you're getting a little percentage of the whole doTERRA pie, which is why we welcome people from other organizations into our classes and stuff, because I'm actually earning from them. We get a little piece of the pie, starting when you're premier. And that adds to the doTERRA culture, where we're not cutthroat, like, you're doing doTERRA, I hate you. So that's part of our culture. So and then this is the other side of the page where it shows these 3 things. Now I'm going to look at the fast start bonus, the power of 3, and a little bit on this. All right, not a deep dive into these, but you do need to know how you're getting paid. It's really important. But right now, think about your level of play. Okay, what do you want? So do you want to pay for your product? And this was me when I got started. I'm like, hey, I just want to, I love the supplements, I love the oils, but I'm paying $100 a month and I would just like to have that paid for because that would be like money in the bank then. All right, so that was me. Supplement your income. Would you like to earn more like $7,000 to $4,000 a month? Or replace your income, and that's, you know, quitting your jobs, you and your husband both. So think of your level playing. Now, I love how this is, and by the way, this is in the new build guide that's on doTERRA.com. It's right there. Show me there, Jen. This is the page right there. I love this spread right here. Okay. So what do you need? Well, first of all, paying for your product will by doing it this level, you probably top out about $700 a month if you can get there. $300 to $700 a month. Needed investment would be 3 to 5 hours a week. All right. Elite in 2 to 3 months. Premier in 6 months. So if you feel like you can invest that much and that's solid, that's good what you could do, this would be the rate that you would be growing. Hey, there's nothing wrong with getting to elite in 2 to 3 months. But it's making that commitment to do that and being intentional with it. And premier in 6 months, that's really awesome. If you're wanting to go at a faster pace and hit elite in 1 to 2 months, and silver in 6 to 9 months, and gold in 1 to 2 years, all right, well then you need to have 10 to 15 hours a week time investment. And for many people, it might be somewhere in between, like, okay, I can give an hour a day. I know I can do an hour a day. Well, that's going to be somewhere in between these two. Now, for me, supplementing my income, I was excited about $250 a month to pay my car payment. How cool is that? Some of these things are like so la la land. It was, to me, it was like, oh man, I didn't even think about that. But I could get behind $250 a month to help me with my car payment. And so I would have a little bit of money maybe left at the end of the month instead of the other way around, having a month at the end of your money. So, you know, think about that. And I want you to be able to believe in something and start at that level and get to that level, okay? But so this just shows you that to hit elite in 1 to 2 months, and silver in 6 to 9 months, you need to enroll 4+ customers in 1 builder month. So you need to be putting in 5 people into your business at least a month, right? We're doing this thing called Silver Club right now. Some of you are in that, and that's the requirement that they have to enroll 5 a month, and they have to do 5 classes or appointments a month too to do that minimum. All right. Replace your income. And by the way, if you're not in Silver Club and you want in, let me know. The goal is to get to silver by January. So if you're just bare beginner, that would be that probably wouldn't work, but at least you know what the pace is. All right. Replacing your income to get to the level of gold, diamond, gold to diamond. The needed investment is 15 to 30 hours a week. Those of you who have done Diamond Club know what this is, right, Susan?
Yes.
Yeah, and Patty's doing Diamond Club right now. How many hours a week are you spending? Patty's full-time doTERRA, and so is Susan, so. But
A lot of hours.
a lot of hours.
More than that probably right
Yeah.
now, but it's a 4-month commitment. So.
And how many classes are you doing a week?
Oh, it varies. Probably 3.
About 3 classes a week. Okay. I know I liked when I was doing Diamond Club, and I did Diamond Club twice. I tried to schedule 4 classes a week because I knew some of them would fall through. Some of them would be a no-show or end up being a one-on-one, which is fine. But I tried to schedule 4 a week, and that's because I was at this fast pace. Now you can't prolong that pace. Diamond Club lasts 4 months, and at the end of 4 months, you're like, oh, you're gonna fall into a puddle. I'm like, okay, I need a break. But it is fun to do it at a faster clip just to see what you can create. All right. So anyway, that's enrolling 8+ customers, so that's enrolling 10 a month. In Diamond Club, you have to enroll 18. a month. Now that's not personal enrollments. That's working with people on your team. So you're helping them do classes and they're enrolling, and then that counts for your whole team growth. All right. So pick your level of play. There's no wrong answer. What is right for you? I was a full-time music teacher, and from the months of December to March, I was working 12-hour work days. And then I was doing, my weekends were so crammed. So, I mean, that's why I told Carrie I didn't have time to do this when we first started. But then once I started to become more intentional, I would carve out time to do it. But during those months, I had to, you know, I was lucky. I still tried to enroll one a month. Even during those months, I tried to bring somebody to the classes that they were doing. I couldn't really host a class at a lot of those months, but when they were doing classes, I would bring people to those classes and still was enrolling people and really steadily growing. Even if, you know, slow and steady wins the race. That was me. But I was able to put my job at the level of gold. Let's see. So basically, I built to gold in 3 years, and at the end of the 3rd year, that's when I quit my job. So, and then I hit platinum in the next month, and I hit diamond 6 months later after that. So my job was holding me back. All right, so compensation plan. This is the area that we have to mention because we do sell retail, but this is a tiny little bit of what we make. So I just want to call this. I know some people think that it's in retail sales is making your money. No, you want to enroll people. You want them not to buy retail. You want them to buy wholesale. You don't want them to pay those kind of dollars and then go on to Amazon and find out they could get it for less. You know? Yes, Susan?
Peggy Smith says to people, I don't want to make money off of you. I don't want you buying that at retail. I want you to get that wholesale price like I do.
Yes, get the same price I get.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. That's the truth. I mean, we don't want them, but some people will insist, okay. But that's 25%, your markup is 25%, and so if you sell at retail, then that's your profit. Fast start bonus, is this when you enroll people? When you enroll somebody, personally enroll them, you get 20%. Okay, so so depending on what their kit is, it's 20% of the PV. Like the Family Essentials kit, that's the 110 PV. So, you know, basically you're getting, what are you getting off your fast start? $22. Yeah, $22 from a Family Essentials kit. All right, it's more like $80 off of a Natural Solutions kit. If somebody that you enroll then goes out and tells somebody and their sister and she wants to enroll and she signs her up, and you may or may not have had something to do with it. You may have taught a class with her and you helped with that. You get 10% off of that enrollment that they did. And then if that person spins off and goes and enrolls somebody, you get 5%. And chances are you may not even have anything to do with that. They're just doing it. So that's a pipeline thing. You didn't have to invest your time. Okay? Now, this is in the first 60 days. First 60 days. That's when that works. So it's your first enrolling order and hopefully the first loyalty rewards order the month after that. So you're hopefully helping them to get that set up the first month. You get 20%. And then after that, then you drop off to the unilevel bonus. All right? These fast start bonuses are paid weekly. And please write this down. Only if your order is at 100 PV. So when you put that enrollment in for somebody, you need to make sure your order is at 100. Or if you're putting it in for somebody else, make sure their order is at 100 or they won't get this fast start bonus. Okay? That's the stipulation, that's the string that's attached. We get paid as long as our order is at 100. So if you're putting in an order for a part-time special order thing like the Christmas products, and it's less than 100, let me drop back. When you put in an order for a limited time order products, you have to ship now, and then they don't show up in your cart later. You have to have one thing in your cart. So like I just ordered a big order with Christmas under, I put a regular bottle of Peace in it so I could ship. But it looks like now that my order was after that, my order was only set for 20 PV because that was the one non-limited time order product. So I had to go really quick and load some more things in there, so it wasn't left like that. That makes sense to you? You're all going, oh, I don't know what I mean. The limited time products, you have to ship now, and then they don't stay in your cart. Everything else
Your
does.
PV. They don't count toward your.
They do count. Yeah, they would for that order.
Right, for that.
But for commissions, it's looking at what's in your cart too.
Okay.
So once it ships, all those fall off, and you only have one item left in your cart because it was a special item.
Right,
So
Susan?
your template drops below 100 is what happened.
If you're.
right.
Yeah, one time they had they were short and couldn't send me something and I didn't realize it. And so then I dropped below on mine. And so then nothing underneath me. I didn't get any of those bonuses. They did correct that because I caught it right away, but otherwise your template always has to be a 100.
So if you do that and then you look basically at your next month's
Right.
LRP order, oh, is it still at?
Right, that's right.
That's right.
Okay,
It is a computer that prints out the checks to you. It
Not
is
a
not a person.
okay.
So they don't go, oh, that's Lana Blase. Of course, she made some sort of a mistake, No, what they do is they go, oh, under Lana, let's see, there's 5 people that enrolled. She should get a fast start. Oh, they don't even ask that question. They go, she's not at 100, so you don't even exist
Okay.
when those paychecks are cut. But if yours is at 100, they go, oh, she's at 100. She gets that commission.
So the computer doesn't catch if there's a back order?
Mm-mm. No, you just have to be on top of, you have to be
Yeah.
on top of your
Yeah.
LRP.
Is it, you could have 2 LRP orders, and if you keep one of them at 100.
One.
Like if you
That's
have you have a do not disturb LRP.
Yes, that's
You
true.
know?
That's a good
Then
idea.
you're always protected.
Right.
And you can play with the other one, and you can delete one LRP,
Right.
but not both.
That's exactly what I did with my Christmas
Yeah.
one, actually.
Right.
So my do not disturb, I like that. My do not disturb order was still there, but we just want to make sure you get you guys understand
It's
that.
scary if you.
Yeah.
Especially you just did like the whole new product, and then you only you put in
Right,
a lip,
yeah.
for the
Just
lip.
put in a big order.
And you put in all this big order, and then they go, oh, no, you didn't do anything. It's like, excuse me, that was a lot of money.
It also happens during BOGO months, and we might get a BOGO this month. November has been a BOGO month, so, you're ordering a product a day and going in and doing that. So, yeah, you might want to create a different LRP for your BOGOs. That's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
I just another thought, because we all like to get the biggest bang, but
Sure.
you have to order on LRP to get points. And I didn't know that for a while, so on BOGOs, the first time around, when I first enrolled, everything I put through was a one-time order.
Oh, shoot.
And I ordered a lot, because I just didn't, I
Yes.
just thought, I just want a one-time order. So now that I know you can have 2 LRPs, whenever something's going on, it's just easier to have one I play with and one that's solid.
Yes.
So how do you make sure that you
Don't duplicate.
don't
Yeah.
duplicate? How do you
Once it ships, you can cancel it.
The second one, you can cancel it. Your first do not disturb, you have to call the company to cancel your loyalty rewards. But if you set up another second LRP, you can cancel it out.
It actually has a line on it that says cancel this LRP.
Yeah.
And if you click it, then you can say yes, and it cancels that one.
But if you do that to the only one you've got, it says you
Yeah.
must call.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice that they stop us, so we can't cancel
Right,
Yeah.
the one.
right. You do have to call to cancel that main one.
Yeah, I did that one time, made 2 in a month because I was sending a gift to somebody, and then so that it would still count toward my stuff. I made the one that I just hit the button when it was done, and it was off to the next one. It's easy to cancel the second one, not the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Is this, I still don't think my clicker's working. I don't know why, but it's not working.
No,
All right, so,
You know.
My bad.
They have. and
The
then
power
we
of three. Power of three is based on 3 people in your top line that are all doing 100. And you have a 600 volume between you and everybody in your top line. That's called your team volume. This shows up on your dashboard. It shows you your team volume. We just have to do the math. I still have PTSD from doing that. And now on your dashboard, it shows you your team volume and it shows you how close you are to getting your $50 Power of 3 bonus. All right, and if these 3 people do it, then you get a $250 bonus. And if all of those do it, then you get a $1,500 bonus. All right, so, and usually this is slow. This usually happens around the level of silver. Most people that are hitting around close to silver are close to lining up their 250. And 1,500, that's usually closer to gold platinum in there. All right. So I love how on the dashboard it shows you that. Now the unilevel.
Lori, I
Yes.
have a question back here.
Yeah. Wonder if you have a lot of people that are ordering like small amounts, like 30 or 50 or whatever, and you don't have everybody, you don't have the 3 across that are making 100, but you have more than
It doesn't matter.
it does.
Yeah, and you
You
have to have those.
have 3.
100.
Yeah, and honestly, the reason people are gonna be, why are people going to be ordering 100 a month?
Using the permissions.
Commissions.
They're builders.
They're
They know
builders.
the rules.
Yep.
This is a game. You gotta play it. I mean.
Yes, but they're not gonna be your consistent ones. They're not gonna be, so people, really, really good customers, yes, there's some really good customers that we can count on for that, but most of the customers are gonna go up and down and up and down. But if you want to, you're really needing to have people that you can count on. These are people that you've probably helped to enroll people, and they have people under them, and they want the commissions. So that's why. Susan?
I had a really wonderful experience this week that I would love to share. I've had a gal in my business for 4 or 5 years. She has been here and there with ordering. And it's the personal relationships of going and checking in with her and catching up with her and having lunch together that has made the difference for where she's at right now. But I posed the question to her. I said, you really love these oils. You're using them all the time. And I said to her, how would you like to get them partially paid for? And she said, you know, it's really funny that you would ask me that because I've been thinking about this and I would love to. We already had a date set for Tuesday. So Tuesday at noon, we're getting together and she is so excited. She said, you know, I held off because I didn't want to sell. I don't want to be
That person.
selling to people.
Yeah.
And I said to her, you know what I've learned is people don't want to be sold to.
No.
But we all love to go buy things that we want, you know? And she said, I love what I'm hearing. So
That's awesome.
it's so good to have some of these trainings and the verbiage that you learn from people like Neil Anderson and so forth come through, and it's like, wow, I just got another builder.
So she should be considered a slow builder, but so what? You know, I mean, that's what's so nice about doTERRA. You do it in your schedule and in your time and what works for you. So I love that story.
Yeah, so you know, look at the people who are consistently ordering and have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Because those are your diamond mine. You're sitting on your diamond mine right now.
there. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Susan. That's beautiful. Love that. All right, the unilevel is where you're getting paid depending on where they are below you, the levels below you. So when you're first starting out, you only have a level 1, and those people you're getting paid 2% on. So they're probably people you personally enrolled, you were getting 20% when you brought them in, and then it drops back to 2%. However, every time they put in order, that does add up. If those people have people under them, then you have a level 2, and you're getting 3% on those. Your level, and you have to be a manager by that point, which usually you are by that point. You've got 500 OV. All right. Level 3 is 5%. It skips from 3 to 5. Level 4 is 5%. Now, yeah. These are ranks. So directors can earn from their level 3, and executives can earn from level 4. Elites can earn from level 5, which are getting 6%, and premiers can earn from, I'm sorry, did I say that right? Level 6. Yes, okay. Can earn from level 6, and elites come from level 5, yes. To earn from level 7, you have to be a silver, all right? So I don't know if I have, yeah, so it grows as it goes down. And yeah, so silvers can earn 7%, and then all these ranks if you're earning their whole 7%, all right? That's the level bonus. That is that green that grows and grows and grows and grows. It is the biggest part of our commission check.
So you really start to feel that when you get to basic.
Right.
Because your percentage is going up.
And the level is paid monthly. So this bonus is, you get one check on the 15th. Your fast start bonuses are paid every week. Your level and your Power 3 are paid on the 15th of the month, or very soon thereafter if the 15th is on a weekend or something, or a holiday.
Is there a graphic on that, Lauren? You don't have one, but is there a graphic of what you just said when those get paid?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's in there. It's in your owner's manual, whatever they call it, owner's manual. Yeah, it's all spelled out in fine print.
Copy of that.
Yeah. All right. So now this is a residual income thing. This is something that was shared with us at leadership, and I think it's really cool. This is the amount of income you would earn if you had this much in the bank and it was making 5%. How many are earning 5% on their savings? 4%. Yeah, most people are earning less than that. But okay, so this says if you have $80,000 in the bank, $200 a month is the same thing as $80,000 in the bank, earning 3% income. So if you're even at that level, I said, oh gosh, I get so excited about $200 a month. That's like we had $80,000 in the bank, earning 3% income, which is a big deal, right? So that's what this shows. Now this chart is based on 5%, but $600 a month is like $144,000 in the bank. 800 is, then just going down the chart, you'll see. So how much you have to have in a bank to earn that kind of income. And that's if you have if you're earning 5%. So it's a different way of looking at it, but the value of residual income is just like you got money in the bank that's making money for you. All right, so at the end of the build guide, the new build guide, it says 3 steps to launch your business. Number 1 is live the wellness lifestyle. How many of you are using your oils every day? Okay, good. That's very important. All right, and how many of you are taking lifelong vitality? That's very important too. That's your best health insurance that you own.
And tries.
And try yes. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to share with others. And there's a share guide here in the middle of the table there. You guys want to look at that. But the share guide that is now on doTERRA.com is awesome for starting new hostesses. It comes in the class in the box. All 3 of these come in a class in the box, by the way, and we'll talk about the class in the box. But it helps them have a names list, it gives them scripts for what to say, it gives them a timeline, everything. What is their part, what's not their part, what do they need to do? All in this new share guide. I love it. All right, so if you have not had a class yet, that's your next step. How many of you have hosted a class already in here? You've already hosted a class. All right, so I think most people have. All right, good. Then launch your business, choose your pace. So your pace would be, I am elite rank in 30 days, that's outrageous. 60 days, that's, okay. So you fill this in. What is your outrageous time to hit elite? What would be a target day to hit elite? And then an okay day to hit elite. And schedule your launch guide overview and go to doterra.com. And so right now, this is you're doing the launch guide overview by being here. So you can check that off. You're here. All right. So, and this is the back of the build guide. This says doTERRA bringing hope, healing hearts, raising leaders, and living dreams. The meaningful work of a doTERRA wellness advocate. That's what you do. That's what you do. All right. So now, we've been talking mostly about the mindset, and we talked about compensation. We're going to be looking at some of the skill sets. I would love to have Tanya. Could you pull a name out of there? But before you do, pick a prize back there. And
I have to choose my name in.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead. We'll pick. We're going to pick a lot. Everybody's going to go away a winner. Pick a prize. And by the way, we didn't say housekeeping things. Teamwork. If you need to go to the bathroom at any time, so the bathroom is just through the front door. I mean, don't go through the front door. Toward the front door and turn right. All right, that is that's a doTERRA shopping bag that fits into your purse, and it's a great big bag that you can throw things into.
And congratulations, Dale. You can now go shopping.
All right. So yeah, let's do another one.
Okay.
Pick any prize back there. All right, that is a case for your supplements that you can. It's a travel case for your supplements. I got this at the convention.
That's nice.
All right.
Mix them up. Right. This is for Penny.
Penny, all right. Yay. All right.
That's fun. I like being the prize bag.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
This is fun. Pick one more prize.
Okay. We got some rings. Dan, looks for you. No, I'm kidding.
It's a bracelet?
It's a bracelet.
It's like
This
mine.
is Jennifer A.
Yay! That was fast. All
Can
right.
you fill out mine? No.
Okay, sweet. Thanks, Tanya. All right, so now we're in the launch guide. If everybody wants to open up this launch guide. This is launch your business. Now, doTERRA is working on revamping this, but they are not done with it yet. So we're going to use the one we have. I think what they're going to be doing is they're going to be sort of separating it like I separate it. This morning we're getting through this part. Actually, no. We're mostly going to be dealing with the first 6 things. And this afternoon, it's more about presenting, enrolling, supporting. And the powers to be think that this is too much in one book. I'm like, well, whatever, you can get 2 books in one, but
Yeah.
it's all in there, everything you need. I love the launch guide, I've loved it forever. So we've had this, we've been doing these launch trainings for 2 years now, and I think they're brilliant. So we're going to start here where it says get started. All right, and so the first thing it says is I did the first 3 steps in the build guide, but let me skip through this. By the way, the top part of the launch guide just says the idea is to get you to elite, and then once you know how to get to elite, you need to help other people get to elite, right? Because that's silver, and then after that, then you're set up and you know how to that's duplication. And then so taking it to the next level, if you've got, if you know how to launch elites, you can be platinum. All right, then we kind of covered that. All right, so Elite Factory is what we are. And this is based on the power of duplication. And so, yeah, and that, look at how many of these ranks depend on Elite. So Elite, Silver, Platinum, Diamond, and Presidential all depend on having Elites. It's a very important foundational step. All right, so to prepare, that's the very first step on your, if you're looking back at that, the checklist. I like checklists. You guys like checklists?
It's a teacher.
It's a teacher in me. But the first check, it says, prepare. So be a product of the product. Schedule IPE activities. IPE is these three. This is the most important. If you've got PIPES, it's these three. IPE. Invite, present, enroll. Those are your money-making activities. You need to have a lot of those. Get product and business training. Check that one off. Receive mentoring and strategize. Mentoring is where you're calling upline and asking for help. All right, not necessarily asking for help, but just progress check. And strategize and plan for the future and get things on your calendar. Personal development is also part of your preparation. So these are all things that are in the P. That's the P. All of these are. All right? So there's where it is on the checklist. Everybody see where we're at here on your launch time? All right. So the first three steps that said in the build guide was to set your goals, create a names list, and schedule presentation. You guys have your names list? Have you already created your names list? Okay, now in that build guide, if you look at the back of the build guide, it has a list there. And that is a place to keep it. It's like, Jen, you've got some names on you. Yeah, good. That's a good place to keep it because it helps you to keep track of what to do with those names. And then schedule presentations. It says schedule 4 classes, 15 one-on-ones, or any combination on your calendar right away. This is what we try to duplicate for hitting Elite. For new people, getting 4 classes on the book as soon as possible. You've had 3. Okay, so she just started this month, October, right? So she's had her 3 classes, and so she's right on target for doing that. How many of you enrolled, Jen?
5.
Okay, she's right on target. That's what we want to duplicate. Now, what we need to duplicate next is getting some of those people to host classes and spin off classes off of those classes, and that's what we try to duplicate. All right? So, this is your names list. It has stars beside them. The new build guide doesn't. It's not really that necessary. I don't know. I don't really think you need to prejudge whether they're going to be a customer, a builder, or anything. Just somebody that might, you can think of some reason they might be interested in this thing. Just put them all down and don't prejudge them. All right? Now, page 4 of your launch guide is where you see these pipes spelled out in case you forget it. That's page 4 of your launch guide. And then page 5, okay, so let me go back to why I have page 4. It says to understand the pipes. Under your getting started, it says I understand pipes, page 4. So if you understand pipes, page 4, you can check that off. All right. And then it says I completed the getting started checklist, which is page 5 in here. All right, so page 5 in here is your getting off the ground checklist. Now, a lot of you can certainly sail through this. This is your getting started checklist on page 5. All right, so setting up your back office. How many of you already know how to order? You've already done that. Okay, that's getting started. So you realize we're getting this to new people that don't know anything yet. All right, you've already done that. Get support and training. All right, now this first thing it says, this is just a little bit different probably from yours. This is watch the lifestyle overview, sharesuccess.com/live. So sharesuccess.com is still a good place to go for training because they're switching things over to doTERRA, but we're in the transition right now. So just go to sharesuccess.com/lived, and there's lots of training. It shows you how to do it, like a membership overview, like when you enroll people and you need to get with them, what do you say? What do you do? It shows you there how to do that. All right. Watch the video trainings, schedule and participate in trainings at the events. Now, these are the kind of events, like the regional trainings. If you have something coming up now, right now, I know the regionals have been posted. How many of you were at the post-convention tour in Columbus? They had a list of the regionals. I think those are coming up in the spring. So I should probably have put that slide up here, but I think that it's Cleveland, no, it's Chicago in May. Does anybody know the date? That's probably the closest one to us. And then the convention, which is Salt Lake City in September. Start thinking about that, because that's when your belief level just soars after you come back from convention. I can't even tell you how much it helps. But you come back changed for the better.
Is there can you give an idea of the cost that you need to set aside in order to attend convention? Like what's
well, so if you're driving, it's different, but most people fly, and the airfare is, I'd say, around $400 to $500, depending on how you can get, what tickets you get. And then we do room together, so the rooming can be as little as $200.
$1,000.
It could be 1,000, or it could be, depends.
You need 1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying 1,000 total for.
$88 a month. If you save up $88 a month, you should be okay.
So you're talking about airfare and room and board.
But that doesn't include the things you're buying at the stores.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Would 1,000 include that? Probably not, depending on how much you spend.
Depending on what you spend.
I figured out
a month, you can have $200 to spend.
And it is a tax deduction. All of that is a tax deduction. This is business. But yeah, it's really, really important for builders to go to the convention. It's all, and by the way, the regional conventions and the convention are totally product oriented. But that's what we need. We need all that product information so we can come back and share that with our customers, right?
Laura, I figured out, because I didn't save last year, because we all know to get to conventions, I got to convention, but I figured out if I had $200 a month, if I put out of what I'm making in doTERRA, I've had plenty of money to go to convention next year. If I just start now, putting $200 a month out of what I'm making out of my doTERRA, because that's come out of my business, so $200 a month, and I have, over $2,000. That's really nice and generous.
Yeah, and you can have a couple of days extra if you want.
Or 4 people, but you get over there, and there's just so many great, healthy places.
Yeah.
And but you can room, we put four of us in a room together, get a really nice hotel. The night I went to them this year, I was with them the year before, but there was 5 of us. There was plenty of room. So, that really breaks it down. But that's like being really generous with, when you're there, you see the diffusers and you see the, all the different things you or the extra. Like that even was like I took a class for starfish the day before conference started. That includes that. I figured
there's always classes before conference.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people like to tack on extra days either before or after.
And I did that. That's a 9-day look at.
It's a beautiful area, and in September, Salt Lake is really beautiful. Sunny and blue skies, and it's in the mountains. You're in the mountains. So it's nice, to make it into a little vacation too. But that's talking about corporate training, corporate events. Upline support, we have calls. I have a call on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Then we talk about different topics. Sometimes we just do planning ahead. But I have the links to those on my Team Essential Oil Well page. I hope all of you are linked into Team Essential Oil Well. And it's a necessity to do Facebook with this business. I don't know how you could do it without Facebook. It's just the easiest, fastest way to communicate with people. I feel bad for those people that I enroll that have an intention to build and they don't do Facebook. It's really hard for them. It's hard for me to remember that I told them that stuff. So yeah, Team Essential Oil Well. And I know all of you probably have your own little user. You can start your own user page. And you know, once you hit elite, you can start your own little user page. And then get equipped is getting the tools, and that's basically easier and easier and easier because most all this stuff right here now we had to go elsewhere to get it. It's on doTERRA.com, and we'll talk about that. This book, Go Pro, we'll talk about the books you need, but that's a good one. We have some books out there that you can buy that are really good for getting started. All right, so these are the ones that I recommend, and if you want to take a screenshot of this page right here, because I don't think you're going to have time to write all these down, but just take a picture of that. And the ones I think are really great for getting started is Neil Anderson's, which Susan just mentioned. Neil Anderson, he's a friend of ours. Being the Starfish, that's actually doTERRA specific. And then Making the First Circle Work by Randy Gage is a short little book on basically just a how-to with network marketing. He's a network marketing pro. And then after that, Go Pro by Eric Worre. It's how to be a network marketing professional and getting beyond your warm market and into making new contacts. And how do you make customers and enroll people from people that you just met. That's Go Pro. And then the rest of these are all just really wonderful.
You know, Being a Starfish, that's a good book. And recently, like in the last several months, they did a Facebook class where somebody was teaching and using some of his videos. So getting plugged in on Facebook and these opportunities come up, even if there's a small fee, it's worth it because it's just amazing the outpouring of knowledge and encouragement that you get.
Yes.
And that was like, that was an awesome class.
That was through Cinduit.
Yeah.
It was something through
okay.
Cinduit, but it was really nice.
And they did a really great job on it. And it really kind of helped jumpstart my brain and thinking and expanding.
And that's what we want.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to need to move along here because I've seen the time going quickly. All right, setting goals and identifying your why. Page 6 of your launch guide. So right now we're not going to have a lot of time, but this is one I want you to keep coming back to. Page 6. It says, what do I want more of? And we've already kind of talked about that. And if you remember this, those are some of the things we talked about. You can quickly check those off. And here's what else do I want to create in my life? Here's where you put your goals here. I am elite rank in da 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 da. All right, so page 6. Yeah, minimum. Put that down if you're not elite yet. All right, if you already are elite, then just put down what is your 30-day goal. This is a 30-day goal here. You want to do that. All right, 90-day goal and 1-year goal. And it's good to put a rank there. It's easy. You can also put down how much money you want to be making if that's easier. If you don't understand the ranks yet, just put down how much money you want to. And then this gives you a place to journal. This is not something we're going to fill out everything today, but if you can quickly jot some things down and then be intentional about going back and filling that out. This is super important. You got to know what's driving you when you talk to your third person in the row and they tell you they are not interested. You've got to have something that drives you to keep you going ahead and going forward. That this is it. And of course, then you have to refresh your mind about how awesome these oils are and that you're helping people. All right, so that's the part right there. What do you want to create? When you want to create it? Why is it important to you? How you go about accomplishing it. All right. So most of that is homework. Yeah.
I don't want to distract us, but when I was I was a Mary Kay director. And I know one of the things that I was able to say to individuals, and I'm trying to figure out how it can be said using doTERRA. But one of the things that I saw make a difference in register with people was thinking about, you work a full-time job and you hope to get a raise. And that raise may be 3%. So if that's if you get a 3% raise, you're generally very happy about that. So how much is that a month that you just had added to your income?
Oh, that's good.
If you hold a class, we would make 50% off of anything you sold.
Wow.
So if you held a class, how many classes would you have to do yourself in order to pay yourself what your employer is promised to pay you over this year? And if you break that down, it's very manageable, and they can very quickly see how they can give to themselves far more than what an employer is promising to give them at 40 hours a week minimum.
Yes.
So I'm trying to get my head around, where do you start seeing that happen here?
So yeah, in the build guide, may I borrow your build guide here?
Yeah.
It shows the monthly income for, on this page right here.
Okay.
And so like elite, you know, $300 a month, you're going to need to do, like probably, it depends on how fast you want to hit that. But to get $300 a month, you're going to need to enroll at least, probably have to enroll at least 15 people. So, and however many classes you want to have to get to that 15, to get, you know, be getting $300 a month.
I'm going to add in, this is not the same model as a Mary Kay.
Oh, I know.
That
I
works
see that
beautifully
right
for them. This is really a get rich slow business.
But I think what she's
Well,
saying is, I like what she's saying though, is you want to be specific about what you need to do to get X dollars.
Yeah, and with Mary Kay, I mean, you did get that building your team and getting those bonuses and things like that. But if I'm coming in, I didn't, that was just like so much, yeah, I want that. But what do I have the power to do right now?
Right.
If I hold a class a week, and I mean, I hold classes that were $1,000 classes.
Yeah.
So I made in 3 hours, $500. I'd only pay myself 40%.
Right.
But I could do that regardless of what anybody else on my team was doing.
Right.
I could
You
do
could
that.
control that.
So at that point, I'm looking, if I did $500 a month, look what the bonus I just gave myself over what my employer could do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to, like.
And
I have
an average class is 2 to 3 enrollments, depending on if you're having like 6 people at the class. So it kind of depends. I don't know what an average Mary Kay class had, but.
You would try for 5 at
Okay,
least. I mean,
okay, yeah. So, I mean, an average class is, we say try for 6 to 10. And then, so, you know, if you're counting on 2 or 3 enrollments from those classes, then.
do you look at it differently though? I mean, obviously you want the enrollments, but let's say you don't have enrollments. Are you ordering oils for them?
Then we don't count that.
Okay.
We just look at, so you have 2 or 3 enrollments, and an average class usually nets you like 500 PV, 600 PV, something like that, and then you get your 20% of that.
So look at it this way, there's a great book, and I think I gave you a copy, you can borrow it, Enrollers Who Enroll. And so I had, for the first time ever, I had 4 people show up for a class I was teaching for a downline, and all 4 people enrolled with the Home Essential Kits. You know, there was no questions about how
That's
that
200
compared
PV,
to-
so that's 800 PV from that
And
class.
we ended up, we're gonna have 3 builders out of that on top of it. And one of them was a lady who said she would never, ever use the oils and sat across from me. So it's a different concept of having that like retail thought process. You get this much in commission that fast. It's more of a building the pipeline type thought process.
Yeah.
What you did was brilliant with that.
It's
This is
yeah,
a different
yeah,
look. So you
yes.
have to have a different mindset going in. that you're gonna enroll everybody sitting there because they're just gonna love these oils. And I went to a class, Big Al was in, I don't remember what his name was, but Big Al.
Tom Schreider.
Tom Schreider, but he was in, and he said people don't even need to know a product before buying it. That would be, and that is true. So when you're showing the value, if you go through the steps of the starfish and just show the value within 45 minutes, you know, and some people do have to sit on it, but after that class, that was the first, once I started Silver Club, that I did, and I did it more, everything intentionally of, I'm building a pipeline. I'm going to give them value. I'm going to show them before that hour's up. I'm going to show them how we enroll, how I get all my discounts. We're going to be together. My downline and I are going to share that. And then after that first hour, we split up and all the questions and individually, what do you have? What do you think you'd like to order? And so,
Okay, so a lot of this we're gonna be getting into this afternoon, but I wanted to say that this elite planner is doing exactly that, is figuring out what volume do you want. If you guys look at page 7, what volume do you want? How much volume do you need? All right, you need a 3. And how many enrollments do you need? Is a 200 average enrollment, your average enrollment volume, and so if you need 15, 3,000 divided by 1,000. 3,000 divided by 1,000 is 3 classes or 15 enrollments. It's right here. So then this is scheduling your classes. So that's the page. This is homework too. So you know you're gonna want to figure out how many you need to do.
So may I
we're out of time.
Just close out and just saying that it's a different mindset. Is what
it is. Yes.
That's what I wanted to say. I was just trying to.
Yeah.
I know you're.
It totally is.
I have my group come here because you do this excellent the way you share this. So and we'll be doing that today.
This prioritizing your names list, number 4, is, okay, so if you're looking at your names list, what it's just telling you to do is putting them onto this success tracker. And before you do it, you're supposed to go and say, who do you know who is, so this helps you to identify who might be a builder. Who do you know who's relationship-oriented, well-connected, influential, magnetic personality, lives a natural lifestyle, goal-oriented, ambitious. And if you know these people, you're supposed to put hashtags next to them. Think, okay, and those are the ones that are at your top of your list. So you're enrolling builders. All right. So following that, then you're putting them into this launch guide and the success tracker there. Once you have them on here, then you can mark off when you shared oils with them, when you invited them, when you've reminded them, when you've given them when they've come to a presentation. You can track their progress on there. So this is where you're transferring the names to. All right, that's what that is. All right, and so now, yeah, sharing naturally is one of the most important things that we do, is sharing. And how do we share? All right, so the share guide talks about actually having a class, but there's a lot of things that we do before we actually just share. I think this is in your, this is in the launch guide here, but yeah, it talks about where and when. So, you know, you can, any time of your life. I share with a young mom at a playground. You know, you're sitting there waiting for an appointment. Mark likes to talk to people when you're waiting in line for the cash register. Anywhere you go, people will notice how you smell, and you know, they might even ask you about your oil. So by wearing them, you're sharing. This gives you some tips. It's in the launch guide. But you know, it's a matter of being authentic. So especially if you're around people you know, you need to make sure that you don't change you, that to be something weird, but that you just keep being you. All right. And you know, just opening a bottle of oil and smelling it is sharing. And so when you're doing that in your miso, so you're sitting there at the table, you open up a bottle of lemon and put it in your water. Voila. They'll ask you questions, right? Mm-hmm. The oils, they advertise themselves. Or if somebody's not feeling well, is putting On Guard on somebody. So it's just sharing oils with somebody doesn't necessarily mean you have to give them a sample. It could mean giving them an oils experience. Wild orange is a great one just to put on somebody's hands and have them smell it, or peppermint. Those are 3 real gateway oils. when you have them displayed in your home and people come to your home, they may ask you about your oils that you have displayed out. Putting oils in your water, as I just mentioned, in their presence, diffusing the oils, having a diffuser. Now, I don't know if you're in a workplace that would allow you to do that, but we have some small little diffusers that you can use, or you can just put it on a little, like a piece of felt or a cloth or something like that, and have it not, so it's not blasting out there. And then, of course, we're sharing on our social media. You want to be careful about not blasting too much too often, but you should be sharing your stories on social media. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened with this oil. That's the best thing. Instead of putting advertising out there, people don't want advertising. Like Susan said, they don't want to be sold to. But how these oils are affecting you, that's what they want to know. Yeah, and verbally vomiting on somebody, this is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe doTERRA. doTERRA is really changing my life. I'm using these oils all the time. doTERRA, 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 doTERRA. Don't do that. Don't be that person either. All right? So listening. Every good conversation starts with listening. So being you, I've got a story for you. This is a good opener. Hey, I've got a story for you. Everybody likes a story, right? And then you can tell them your oil story. And then ask them, are you open to trying something natural? Are you open? Don't ask people if they're interested. Ask them if they're open. Yeah. Nobody wants to be closed, but not everybody wants to be interested. No, I don't think I'm interested. No. It's just a different, semantics, but it's different. And know how to answer the question, what do you do? So, if you're just meeting somebody, what do you do? Well, I would always say, well, I'm a music teacher. But I learned to say that I teach people how to use natural solutions for their health. I use people, and including essential oils, and then they're safer and they're cheaper than meds, and they're highly effective, and they changed my life. These are different things that you can say. Or you can just say, I sell doTERRA. The main thing is that you're open. Carrie says, I teach health and wellness classes about how to use all natural medicine. I used to say that, but I like to say I teach people. And then Ange Peters, I'm a mom that uses natural methods as prevention, a first approach to support the body and healing. So, yeah, I got this from Elise Sedity, pretty much. So that's, and people usually ask you a question. You wanna say something that leads them to ask you something. So just say something, and if they don't ask you anything about that, they're not even interested at all. But if you totally unload your whole holster on them, everything, they're going to be in a hurry to get away from you. So, just say a little appetizer.
Give them a teaser.
Yes, a teaser. Yes, that's what you want.
More.
All right. So these are things that you're going to need to share. You need to have some samples, and I need to have a little keychain. That's really awesome. So you always have them with you. Of course, you need your oils. A business card is not essential. Stickers to put on your things are essential. I like stickers first. These, those are when you're maybe doing booth or something like that, is people will expect you to have it, but just one-on-one, it's better if you never really remember to have your card and you need to get their information, and would you give it to me and let's exchange information in our phones? That's much better. All right, so smart sampling. The company makes these. All right, now we don't have to make our own. You can buy those from doTERRA. But we also have these little tiny sample bottles back there that, Mark, whatever, $3 for?
Every baggie back there has 12 bottles, whether it's 12 sample bottles with reducers or 12 roller balls. And they're $3 for a baggie. And I just ask that if you want them, go ahead and grab them, but just grab one of each. Don't take more of that. But those are $3 for 12.
So And so if I give to this, you're giving a sample, not a supply. If I give this to you, will you try it? So get some buy-in. And then according to DoPro, would you have a chance to try it by Thursday, you think? So if I call you on Friday, you for sure would have tried this by then? So really lock them in. You're not just giving it away and then forgetting about it. What's the best number and time for me to call you? Okay, great. Want to see how that helps you. And then so it also helps if you're having a presentation, if you've at least shared oils with them and let them smell some oils too. You don't necessarily have to give them a sample, but they know what the oils are. The oils really do sell themselves. And then, if you're giving them a sample, it helps to give them a little guide, like that A to Z guide that was back in this slide here. That's the A to Z guide. There's a lot of those little guides that you can get from Aroma Tools. And I think we're going to have one that's from doTERRA pretty soon, too.
It's available.
Is it available now?
It's
Something about simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it either.
On the back office?
So we can order it from our doTERRA.com.
They're only this big. I thought they would be, I thought it was gonna be a big thing, but it's not. It's just really little. It's very nice.
Okay. This is all brand new. We're just getting it. We always had to go elsewhere to get these things, and now doTERRA is helping us make it simple. All right. And then you better follow up. I'm talking to myself too. I don't know how many samples I've given away, and then I'm forgot to follow up with them and ask them. So if they haven't gotten the desired effect, then ask them, some more questions. How did you use it? How often did you use it? And so, most people just need a little more usage coaching. And then would you be open to learning more and inviting to a class or sitting down with you to an appointment? Would you be open to learning more? That's a really important question. And then let them know you'll send them a reminder before the class too. And then so this is a key too, constantly expanding your list. Try to get 2 new people on your list every day that you're out there. 2 new people. They don't have to be 2 brand new people that you're just meeting, but 2 new people that that you've talked to about doTERRA, and then you can invite them from there. Sometimes it takes a little bit of refreshing the relationship or a conversation with them, and you find out they have a need, and then they are moving up on your list then. All right, that's the GoPro book by Eric Worre. Becoming Network Marketing Professional. All right. So, and then inviting 45 people, knowing how to effectively invite. This in your launch guide gives you scripts for how to invite people. Now, honestly, if you're doing a good job of inviting and people are coming to your classes, keep doing what you're doing, because we want it to be your own words. If it sounds like it's a script and you're stilted, it's not going to be good. It needs to sound like you're really inviting them from the heart. But you do need to get a clear commitment coming to the class. If they say, I'll try to make it, that usually means I'm just trying to figure out a nice way to say no. So I try to make it is usually a no. So a clear commitment that they're going to come. And get permission. Is it okay if I remind you the day before the class? Another good way to remind people is to call them ahead of time and say, hey, I'm researching what health issues people might need help with. So are there any specific health issues that you might have? Either you or you want that information, or somebody's teaching the class for you, they want that information. That's a really good thing to let them know that it would be keyed toward their needs. All right. Okay, so if it truly changed your life, how did you not tell people about it? That's the thing to keep in mind here. Okay, so these are some verbiage, and you might want to take a picture of this too. Are you open to natural forms of healthcare? Are you open to trying something natural? What do you know about essential oils? I like leading with that. What do you know about essential oils? And then just ask them an open-ended question. Would you be open to learning more? When would you like to get together? Just total, really relaxed here. And that's like if you're just getting together for a one-on-one. Sometimes a class can start with a one-on-one. You're getting together with somebody, and then you invite somebody else to get together, and you kind of can build a class that way.
I've had a one-on-one that said, would it be okay if I have 3 or 4 of my friends over?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah.
Yes, that's
So
true.
That's happened too.
Yeah, bring some people. All right. Now, when you're inviting people to come to classes, you want it to be in person, preferably, or on the phone, preferably. Right? Text and Facebook Messenger is next best. Be you and share your excitement. Be in a hurry. I'm having a class so you can experience the oils firsthand and learn how to use them. Want to come and play with oils with us?
That's cute.
Okay. Girls just want to have fun. And we're finding out that the classes that draw people are ones where they feel like you're going to have fun doing something fun. So this is the offer a free rollerball, make and take blend, or a sample pack for coming. Offer them something in the invite that they're going to get for coming to that class. And we've been doing the different rollerballs, and people love that. They love that. They're going to come away with something just for coming. And get a clear commitment and get permission to remind them. All right. So these are what not to do. This is what not to do. Online invitations. Oh my gosh, it's 50. I sent it out to 50 people on Facebook. I know I'm going to have a lot of them come. Or even if they do say they're coming on Facebook, it's still not a sure thing. Do not email, or don't email a message blast. Don't send something out to a whole bunch of people in a blast. Don't give away all your oils. Don't overwhelm people with information. You want them to come and get the information. Don't be less than enthusiastic when inviting or sharing about the oils in your experiences. So you do want to be enthusiastic about sharing. But so in other words, don't be less than. Don't let people order off your account with a discount.
That's right.
Do not do that. That's a no-no. They'll never gonna enroll. Right. They won't enroll. Don't group text message reminders or information. Don't prejudge what is best for others or what they might want, need, or afford. All right, people will surprise you. All right, following up, have a reminder 24 to 48 hours before the event. Send them a text reminder 2 to 4 hours before the event. I'm excited to see you at noon. Don't forget, you get a free gift if you bring a friend. Don't say, I still hope you can make it. If you can't, it's okay. Don't say that.
Yeah.
People get busy and don't discount reminders, and don't take it personally, but just expect they're going to forget if you don't remind them. Expect they're going to forget if you don't remind them. All right. So, and fear, this is the thing, we have to step beyond our fear. I know for me, the phone is a huge, big monster. Picking up the phone and calling somebody, which is a huge, big monster to get over.
Can I say something for that? I did my first class back, like right after I started. And I had a good first class. Stephanie was there with me. I did one on my own with my daughter in second class, and nobody came. And I have not done a class since.
Because of the fear.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very, very much so.
So that's like falling off a bike. You need to get back on the bike as soon as
Well,
possible.
I'm doing, but yes.
Yeah, as soon as possible, get back on that bike, because we've all had no-shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
We all have. How many of you have had a
Terrible
no-show?
I've had 3 in a row.
Yes. It happens. It just happens. So, you're afraid they won't want to be your friend anymore. Oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. So they're going to give me the silent treatment. They'll judge me. Oh, they'll ask a question I don't know the answer to. Oh, no. That's why we have the books.
Line.
Susan?
I just wondered if they know what the acronym for fear is.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
False evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real. It's a big monster that you can just blow it away.
I read in that Starfish book that it was like, it took 9 asks many times before you finally get a yes to the same person. It's not, so when they tell you no the first, second, third time, keep going, because average is 9.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe
Yes.
that's very helpful to me.
Yes, that is helpful. Just to keep going. Carmela?
My memory's not bad, but
Hold on a minute.
I'm not hearing it.
All right, Carmela?
I think my biggest downfall too is, I've had the fear, but then I have people, because sometimes I've had this problem, my daughter tells me I'm too nice. Everybody wants something for free, which, most of us do. So I'm always giving them something, and then it's like, okay, you want this? Well, I want to try this. So I'm like, okay. So then, I make that extra trip and give them that, and then it's like, but I'm not getting anything. And it's almost like, well, I can't come to this part, or they cancel out or something. So sometimes it gets more frustrating, I think, now. Like, do I ask them again, or do I move on?
Move on. Move on.
Because
If they want
I'm
the
hopeful, going, they're gonna come around, but then I get stuck in this
and you need to ask them too. So, I've given you these samples, or what of these have you liked? And just ask them for the order.
Well, like the first thing you said earlier is, have you tried them? You
Yeah.
give sample and sample. Oh, I haven't tried it. I give it to somebody else. Well, I gave it for you. I wouldn't say it out loud. But sometimes just being honestly truthful with them. Did you try it for you? Okay. Did it? not work?
I see what you mean.
Because I've run into people where
They're giving it away.
They will sample you to death. And actually, I'm working with somebody right now. She'll be joining here shortly. And it's somebody 6 years ago I taught that didn't want to do it. And a person that she's really good friends with was the sample hog, to put it nicely. And on her Facebook, she's asking questions to me. And this other person goes in and goes, don't use doTERRA, they're so expensive. And I'm like, the price is more, the value of something isn't labeled by a price tag. And so I'm having to work with the person who's interested, deflecting the person who wants to tear everything down.
Oh.
And it's been really hard, but I've learned a lot from it. And so sometimes there are just some people, that's okay. Let them be in their world, because the power of that one drop, the power of this product, and the community that this company has created speaks more volumes than that one Facebook post. Yeah. Or that one person. And we have to look at the bigger product and say, okay, where do I want to be on this bandwagon?
Exactly.
We're
We're actually 15 minutes over right now.
Sorry.
So no, it's not yours. I'm going to just kind of race ahead here.
Before you race ahead, I'm going to take just a
we're-
couple of things.
I know we're going to have to pause and go to lunch.
Some of you just really need to stand up, and all that kind of stuff.
So we're all going to have lunch right now.
Okay, but this is a bag of roller balls. There's 12 of them in there. This is a bag of sample bottles. There's 12 of them in there. We've got books. I've got the names that you signed in on. You can do the math, whatever it is that you get, just take it. And on this sign-in sheet, just write, I owe you X amount of dollars. And I will PayPal request you, okay? A PayPal request. And if that doesn't work, if you don't do PayPal, then you can mail us a check. Fair enough?
That's a good idea.
All right.
So yeah, we're just going to break for lunch. I know some of you are only staying for this session. If you want, you're welcome to stay if you want, and everybody's welcome to have lunch. Mark, are we done with the live streaming?
Oh, we're done with the live streaming.
So we'll see you later for the second session.